What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Bundesliga career mode. This is episode number 32, and we're starting today's just off with a bid for Ortega. Napoli putting in a bid for our 31-year-old goalkeeper, 9.5 mil. That is his valuation, but I decided to reject it. Now, of course, Stefan Ortega has now become a backup goalkeeper in this team since Schuster has come out of the academy and taken his starting role, but he's 10 ratings higher than the teenager, and I really like him as like the safe pair of hands on the bench. You know what I mean? He's our cup and European goalkeeper. There's just something about that, you know, when you've got a young goalkeeper in the team that gets most of the minutes, having an experienced goalkeeper on the bench, you know, giving the tips, giving the inside knowledge after all their years playing, I really like that. So Ortega's going to stay for realism, but also for the nice feel as well. I like Stefan's backup goalkeeper. He was doing nothing wrong until Schuster burst on the scene with that potential T special tag. So yeah, Ortega will be staying here. Still, first game of today's episode coming on the back of our draw with Hoffenheim, where Kolo Muani rescued us in stoppage time. Bottom placed Augsburg away from home, 6 points clear of Leverkusen at the top of the table. Man, oh man, oh man, you'd think heading into this game this would be a banker, but these guys, I mean, I am sick of playing them, man. Like, every time we've faced them, we've had a struggle. I don't think we've beaten them since the Sabres began so far. There's just something about them I just cannot stand. I simply cannot beat them. They took the lead very early on, though. 18 minutes in, we would find a level. A bit of a scrappy goal, but Jamie Llewellyn converts from close range to fire in the equaliser and get us back on level terms. But yeah, there's just something about Augsburg, man. Like, since the save began, I often talk about it. Like, you know, when you do a FIFA CM, and regardless of what league you're in, regardless of how good you are, you've always got your bogey teams. Do you know what I mean? Like, in the Premier League, for me, Aston Villa, Everton, Wolves, quite often as well. They're like the teams that I just can't stand facing, especially away from home. In this Bundesliga career mode, in this year's FIFA, it's Augsburg. Man, I don't know what to tell you, but even bottom of the table right now, I headed away from home, thinking, I can't see me winning this. Santi Mina restored their lead right before the break. Tylo Carroll was having an absolute nightmare out there as we were down by a goal. And 7 minutes after the restart, trailing once again, I was thinking, come on, man. Top versus bottom. I know these guys are my bogey team, but surely I've got to win this one. And 8 minutes after the break, we get ourselves back on level terms for a second time in the game. Ludwig storming down the right-hand side, rolls it across, and there is Jamie Llewellyn to turn in from close range and far in our second equaliser of the game, and that was big. 2-2, and I was thinking, okay, alright, I've been a better team, momentum's going to change now, I can feel it. 26 minutes to go, we're still tied at 2-2, and we're pushing for our first lead of the game. Llewellyn, who scored a brace, rolled through down left-hand side, goes to take aim with a first-time snapshot, taken down, and eventually would be forced off as well. We're still tied at 2-2. For now, he remained on the pitch. Just over 10 minutes to go. Still tied. Looking for that game winner. Llewellyn chicks over the top. Robin Hack has one man to beat. Gets around the back line and smacks it in far corner. And at this point, man, I know they've taken the shush celebration out of the game over the past few years. I wanted to do it to Augsburg's AI because I was fuming. I was like, this is just so much more difficult than it should be. But it's Robin's sick for this season. He's having a great year for us this year. He slowed down after that red hot start, but still average just under 1 every 3 games this season. It's 3-2. We have our first lead of the game, and as stoppage time rolls in, we're desperately clinging on to a 3 points and possibly our first win over Augsburg all season long. Wouldn't you just know it? Into stoppage time, Santi Mina rolls it across, Hahn takes a touch, bends it past Schuster, and makes it Augsburg 3, Arminia Bielefeld 3. And I was thinking, do you know what? Unless these guys get relegated every single season, they're guaranteed a point or all 3 against us. Because I just can't beat them. My bogey team rescue a point at the death in their bid to survive. Please, 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 other Bundesliga sides, relegate Augsburg, because I don't want to face them anymore. I'm fed up with it, man, seriously. 3-3 the final score, absolute thriller of a game, and like we did to Hoffenheim in our last game, Augsburg do to us. Score a late leveller, 3-3 the final score. It's so frustrating, man. Like, I really feel like I should have won this game. You see the stats here. They scored with every single shot in the game. You know those matches are just so frustrating. Like, I didn't even defend that badly, to be fair. But 3 shots on my goal. All 3 found the back of the net. And the bad news continued. Augsburg, my arch nemesis in this career mode. Jamie Llewellyn broke his toe during the game, bagged our first 2 and set up the third. 12 in 19, joint top scorer, leading the way in the race to the assist title with 10. He's having an incredible season, but just like last year, a big injury, and he's done for 3 months, and we won't see him again until around mid-March at the earliest. And I thought it was really interesting because directly after that, Kolo Muani came to me and says he needs more game time after we signed him for a club record fee back in the summer. Well, he's going to get it now. There's no Jamie Llewellyn, so Randall's going to be forced and thrown into the first team. And as we close out January, you see the gap is now cut to 4 at the top of the table with 15 games to go. 2 points picked up from 6. The undefeated stretch extends since the Bayern Munich defeat back in December, but there's no doubt about it now. I'm really feeling the pressure. Leverkusen, Bayern breathing down our necks, and I'm really struggling to hold off the big boys in Germany. So as deadline day came round, we only had around 3 million in the budget, and I was like, I'm not making a big sale here. We have bids for Danny Da Costa from Espanyol, one for Schaefer as well, excuse me. One for Schaefer from West Ham as well. We rejected that. And Inter Milan wanting Robin Hack as well. They wanted him last year as well. But once again, we say the Italians no. And also Stefan Ortega wanted by Borussia Dortmund, what will be a title rival for us this season and as the years go by. Just like the Napoli bid 9.5 mil. But again, I'm keeping him here. So yeah, no moves on deadline day. And in January, no signings, no sales. I am not making changes. Yes, back-to-back draws. Yes, recently we've been shaky, but we're still top of the table. There's 15 games to go. The gap is 4. I don't think making a big move in January would have been the right call. I think keeping the core together that we've grown up with since the beginning of Season 1 is the right thing to do. We've got tremendous young talent. We've got a really stacked academy. Yeah, I don't think making changes was the right thing to do. Because, you know, we could have sold Ortega. He's a backup goalkeeper. I know he plays our Cup and Europa League games. We could have done that, raised a bit of cash, maybe brought in a better squad player with a Llewellyn injury, maybe another striker, perhaps if Kolo Muani isn't doing the job. You know, maybe look for some more depth in the wing and the wide midfield areas where we've got the least amount of depth so far. I see our fixed for February here. 5 games coming in, a big one against Wolfsburg as well, plus Frankfurt, Stuttgart away, Mainz away, and we kick off with Union Berlin at home as well. But you look at the team here, we're a 4.5-star team now. We've been developing really well, primarily because, again, the young talent in this team is plentiful. You know, you've got Schuster, Ludwig and Schaefer all at the academy, nailing down starting 11 roles. We've got more depth this year. I talked about that being key for us to fight on multiple fronts, and it's proved to be the case as well. Europa League, we topped our group undefeated into the last 16, and we're clinging on to top spot in the Bundesliga as well. So, you know, the depth has really, really helped. To me, selling some of those squad players, Da Costa, Ortega, for example, could have done so, raised some money, but to me, having the quality in depth is more important, especially with players we've sort of grown up with, if you will. So, yeah, second and final game of season, so the first one of February, back-to-back draws, Union Berlin, bottom half of the table. I was thinking, come on, boys, seriously, should have beaten Hoffenheim. We just about rescued a draw. Should have beaten Augsburg. We surrendered 2 points at the death. Union Berlin, Stuttgart Arena. This has got to be the game we get back to winning ways. We made a bright start in the game, a couple of great saves there, kept it 0-0, and then 31 minutes in, Schuster bailing me out. Brilliant save on the 1-1. He's really improved. When we first put him into the first team for Ortega, he had like a span of 5 or 6 games where I never try and sweep anything under the rug. You would have seen the stats. He didn't make a single save. He was awful, but then he had that coming-of-age game, that breakthrough game against Wolfsburg last season. Since then, he's been so much better and keeps Ortega on the bench. So, great save there, still 0-0, but really it's about the goalkeepers in this game. Another great save there by Union Berlin's keeper, kept it at 0-0, and in the second half, 7 minutes after the restart, pushing for that opener to get in front. Okugawa misses a sitter from 5 yards out. And I was perplexed at this point, man. I was thinking, what's going on? But 3 past Augsburg pretty comfortably. But in this game, created so many chances, but just couldn't find that one goal. I felt all we'd need in this game was just a one goal to give us the win. And I just couldn't find it. 58 minutes into the game, we're still dealt at 0-0. Kolo Muani's been asking for game time. He got the start in this one. He was more of a support striker in this game, playing players in. But unfortunately, one of those clashes where you come against a goalkeeper in top form, and for the 3rd game in a row, Arminia Bielefeld failed to win against the bottom half side. Goalless draw at home to Union Berlin. You know, pleased enough to get the clean sheet. You see the stats here, 11 shots. Only a 3.7 XG to be fair, but couldn't find a single goal in the game. 6 great saves by the youth goalkeeper between the 6 for Union Berlin. 3 points picked up from 9. I'm really struggling to handle the pressure. There's just too much of it. And our lead at the top of the table has been cut from 8 to 2. Leverkusen now right behind us, only 2 points behind and 1 behind the goal difference wing. Only 3 clear of Bayern and only 7 clear of Leipzig as well. Our big lead has gone, 14 games to go. I knew it was going to be tough, but I just don't know if I can handle the pressure and hang on to top spot. But that will end today's episode of the Bundesliga Career Mode, guys. Big thank you for watching. If you like, much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of the Bundesliga Career Mode very soon.